What's up, guys? This is an unscheduled live video. Okay. I couldn't believe my ears. You know how you flip the channels by accident? It was by accident. I don't ever watch Max Kellerman on First Take. That never happened. I happened to turn my television on, and for some reason, it was on ESPN. Um, and for some reason, Max Kellerman was on my screen. And you know what Max Kellerman happened to do? He said, and this is probably why I don't watch this show, thank God. This was the worst analogy of the Golden State Warriors I have ever heard in my life. I gotta say, I have seen people that dislike the Golden State Warriors, but I've never heard somebody say something as ignorant as this. Let's listen to what this idiot just said. The whole world needs to hear this. What's up, Rayco? I appreciate that. Max hates Kevin Durant. It goes deeper than that. Let's listen to what he said.
Me right now. What have we seen in Golden State during this dynasty, right? They're the team of the era. They're defining this era so far. Well, first championship they won against the Cavs team with only LeBron James. His second best player was Matthew Dellavedova, and yet it went 6 games. That was a real series. Golden State doesn't seem to be quite as formidable with the chips on the line as they do in other cases. The next year, they win 73 games. Is this the greatest team of all time in basketball? Is it replacing the 94-95 Bulls? Is it the greatest team in the history of American team sports? 73 wins in an 82-game season? Oh, my God. And what happens? This time, the second best player for LeBron is not Dellavedova. The second best player is Kyrie Irving, and the third is Kevin Love. And that means at Oracle, in their faces, with 4:22 left in the game, the greatest offense ever didn't score a single point. That's not just the Cavs defense. That's choking. I saw Steph throw the ball into the stands with careless passes. I saw the greatest offense ever not score a single point in 4 minutes and 22 seconds at home with the fate of the universe on the line. Then what happens? The greatest regular season team ever then adds Kevin Durant, an MVP caliber player. Okay, at that point, it's an avalanche, as I said. Nothing anyone can do, and they win the championship. Now it's time to repeat. They face no resistance. Now it's time to repeat. But this time, you have a real formidable opponent in the West. You have Houston, that's really 65-win team, and they doubled down on shooting the three, and D'Antoni's taking his system to its limit, and Harden's running it and everything. And with Chris Paul, I picked them to beat Golden State. And lo and behold, what happened? At home at Houston, Golden State, the greatest team ever, had to go on the road. And they were lucky that Chris Paul, one of the two MVPs at the top-heavy team in Houston, didn't get on the court. And even then, Houston, with the worst shooting night ever, only loses by single digits. In other words, Golden State's been lucky along this run. They were lucky they faced LeBron without Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving the first time. They were lucky they faced the Rockets without Chris Paul. These are MVP caliber players simply not on the floor for the other team. There is something about the Golden State Warriors that underperforms under pressure. You can't, well, they just went back to back. They crushed everyone because they stacked the talent so high. It's an unfair advantage. But as soon as things get tight, so do they. I think that's what we see from those Sacramento games more than anything else.
You see this this is the kind of nonsense that I don't like. This man just sat up here and told the world I cannot believe what I just heard. And this is why he shouldn't be on the show doing commentary about anything but boxing. And he very much shouldn't be anything. He's pissed off because he picked the Rockets to beat the Golden State Warriors, and they didn't. And they're not clutch, and they underperform. How somebody who won 3 championships in the last 4 years that's being looked at as a dynasty is underperforming when it gets tough? They were down 3-1 OKC. They came back and won 3 games. They were down 3-1 to the Houston Rockets. They came back to win 3 games. Chris Paul, oh my God. I know what Stephen A. Smith is thinking. He's got to be like, you've got to be kidding me. You picked Houston. You just said Houston was a 65-win team that year. And the Rockets and Golden State beat them. He's not telling you that Golden State built their team off the draft. He's not telling you that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love all played with LeBron in that series. They just happened to get hurt. You know, Kevin Love hurt himself out the rest of the season. Kyrie played as long as he could, then he couldn't go anymore. Oh well, players get hurt. But LeBron and them were favored to beat the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. That was their first finals. The very next year, the Draymond suspension, when they were up 3-1, changed the complexity of the game. That was omitted in this whole montage. Because that's what Max does. He neglects to tell you the facts, to tell you what fits his agenda.
Measure them up to the New England Patriots or Evander Holyfield or a LeBron James-led super team, if it's really a super team. There's something about them that doesn't handle the adversity as well as the greatest of all time.
This man compared the Golden State Warriors to Evander Holyfield, Muhammad Ali. I can't believe I'm listening to this guy. This guy is completely a moron.
It's not that they're not great and they won't be in the record books, just like this Golden State Warriors team. It's not even that they can't play defense, really. It's that when you measure them up to the New England Patriots or Evander Holyfield or a LeBron James-led super team, if it's really a super team, there's something about them that doesn't handle the adversity as well as the greatest of all time.
Max has got to bring in Max has got to bring in boxing. He brought in the New England Patriots. Are you crazy? What Max isn't telling you.
And yes, I'm saying that about the Golden State Warriors.
What I see is champions that have to go through a grueling 82-game schedule, maintain health, and then in the process of doing that, go through competition. You looked at the Houston Rockets, because I have to surmise that their performance against the Houston Rockets and how it took them 7 games to get rid of them is the crux of your argument, because every other series they went through, they blew through everybody else. So that was a tough series, and in your estimation, they were on the verge of losing to Houston. Why were they on the verge of losing to Houston? Because Houston was a 65-win team, an elite team in their own right.
That's true.
Like when you say they're underperforming, it's like, oh, they're supposed to destroy everybody, but they had a tough time. When in fact, that wasn't your argument last year. Your argument was the Golden State Warriors, as good as they are, Houston's made to beat this team, and they will beat this team. So the Golden State Warriors, as far as I'm concerned, did everything they were supposed to do. They won a tough matchup, and they blew out everybody else. How is that underachieving in the impressive moment?
I'll tell you, because the Golden State Warriors were more talented than the Houston Rockets, and it wasn't just the Rockets.
You conceded that last year, but you still produced it.
And it wasn't just the Rockets system, which is why I picked them. It's among the best players in the game. So Draymond Green, as excellent as he is, I'm talking about the MVP caliber players. Who do I trust under pressure? James Harden? No. Steph? KD? No, not really. The one I trusted was Chris Paul. And guess who wasn't in Game 7? And nevertheless, it was a single-digit loss in spite of having the worst
three-point shooting night. You trust Chris Paul. Yeah, and we all know how I feel about Chris Paul. I think he's one of the greatest point guards of this generation. We know how I feel about him.
Listen.
Am I to understand that you're saying that Chris Paul performs under pressure, but KD does?
I trust Chris Paul in a big moment over KD, correct?
That's all you need to hear. He trusts Chris Paul in the clutch more than Kevin Durant. This is why you don't listen to this man. That's a moron statement. Kevin Durant. Chris Paul couldn't even get out the second round of the playoffs. He couldn't even beat the Lakers with a 19-point lead last night. Choked in the clutch. And you come on there the very next morning and say you trust Chris Paul in the damn clutch over Kevin Durant? You got to be the most stoned human being I've ever heard in my life. Chris Paul can't even stay on the court. CP injury, he ain't gonna make the game. He gonna be on the bench in a suit, rooting people on. What clutch shots he won? This last year was the first time Chris Paul has ever been out of the second round of the playoffs in his entire career. And you talking about he's clutch. When they were up 3-1 in series, 2-1 in the series, 2-0 in the series, and they lost. They were winning all those series, but Mr. Clutch loses them. Go ask the Clippers how clutch Chris Paul is. They traded him because he's so clutch. More than Kevin Durant. I can't be on a show like this because I'd have slapped Max right in his face. I mean, I'm sorry. I got to do this. I know this is for entertainment purposes. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't mean to slap him that hard. I know this for entertainment purposes, but I'm not entertained with just talking rhetoric. You lost bread on the Houston Rockets against the doggone Golden State Warriors. Just admit it. You thought they were going to win. They lost. You got egg on your face, and now you can't take it. Chris Paul more clutch than Kevin Durant. This is the type of nonsense I have to endure, and this is why I don't listen to this show. I can't do it. Won't do it. I am sorry for this unscheduled live stream. I just uploaded a video one like seconds ago, and then I had to go live. As soon as I saw this, I had to go live. So I won't stay long. I just wanted to make sure y'all heard that. So y'all can go back and get in contact and go check out that 50 Cent video I put out. Oh, the Cash App info is Carcino, $ Carcino. They got it. I ain't done, please. Soliciting a prostitute, man, come on. That ain't gonna stick to him. Mr. Kraft got this. Believe me, Trump will make that go away. Trump will show him how to make that go away real fast. No, he keeps talking about the New England Patriots and bringing in all this. That's just the dumbest statement I've ever heard.
Okay,
No, Steve is like, go to commercial. I can't even.
Healthy.
And even, what's her name? She had to tell him.
Just got to stay healthy.
She threw a shot at Chris Paul. He got to stay healthy.
KD does?
I trust Chris Paul in a big moment over KD, correct?
Just got to stay healthy. Don't forget the other detail, Max Kel.
I can't. Go to commercial.
And you trust KD over Chris Paul in those situations?
Of course I do.
KD equals LeBron.
Of course
We're
I
gonna keep
do.
saying that all
Under
day.
pressure.
Of course I do. As a shot maker.
Chips on the line. Give me Chris Paul.
Guys, party's over. Giannis told Rachel Nichols that he doesn't care about winning the MVP.
Chips on the line. Give me Chris Paul. I'm like, you see what happened when the chips was on the line last night? Chris Paul just want to fight everybody. He want to fight the referee. He want to fight people. That's all he want to do. Shorty dirty. Look, Mr. Kraft want to grab some booty. Let him grab some booty. Man's a billionaire. Skip said, "Who was better than what?" You talking about Manu Ginobili? That Hakeem Olajuwon was better than him? Where's the shock and awe? That's that. Those two should never even be in the same sentence. That's right. Donate to the page. Click the link in the description box. It'll take you right there. Or you can, if some people say it ain't working for them, if it's not working, you can hit the Cash App up. $ Carcino. I'm gonna activate Super Chat too for those who think that's easier for them. So yeah, my Super Chat been fixed. I just didn't need it because I got Streamlabs and I got the Cash App. I don't think I need Super Chat. No, Max Kellerman is drunk. That's who drunk. And he need to be dealt with. Now I'm gonna stop this live and I'm gonna go to One Crack News and then I'm gonna get that crack in. We're gonna talk about Mr. Kraft. So let me get more details about Mr. Kraft and then we'll go ahead and do that. So that'll make it more suffice for everybody. All right. Deuces.